450, clean. That's the GrayGuns TXG lower for this one with the 5-inch GrayGuns 40 bull barrel upper for limited. What's going on, guys? I'm out here testing my 320, my 5-inch slide within a 40, so basically my limited gun. It's also the pistol I use for duty. I'm going to basically run this short course of fire, a lot of movement to the finish, and then challenge that with my dot just to see kind of a baseline of how much faster a dot is versus iron sights. So running limited, I get the power factor, but dot, you get a little bit faster sight acquisition and accuracy, so the points don't, as far as USPSA goes, the points besides alphas aren't worth as much with that 9mm or minor power factor scoring. So just here to do some comparison, just to see what the difference is on. This is a short course, so it's not apples to apples. Every course of fire is going to be slightly different, weighted different depending on what you got, but this is my version of just seeing what limited would be for me versus shooting carry optics is typically what I shoot. So there we go. Looks like I got 2 Charlies at 8:17. I hit the timer, but I looked at it right as I bumped it. 8:17 to get that done with 2 Charlies. Now I'm going to see what I can do with the dot gun with my 9mm versus my 40 limited, and kind of do a power factor comparison. Not quite apples to apples but I'm just curious what the power factor is going to equate to with that time. 8:17 was my time. That felt really good. 1 for 1 on steel, which is huge, and my hits are there, so that's good. So a Charlie just outside on this, and a Charlie in the neck up there. But the other 3, I shoot that one twice from far and then from the back and at the front, and I got a Charlie on that. So the rest of them are good. I'll add it up and we'll see what it looks like. That was 734 with 2 Charlies. So that was the same hits as I did with my limited gun, but just not quite a second faster, but about 3/4 of a second faster. Do it a couple more times, and I forgot to show you, but basically here it's loaded. I'm going to keep it pointed safe. My P320, my GrayGuns build the P320 Lockwood in 9, and it's a 4.7. And versus the 5-inch 40. So I just I'm way more comfortable with the dot because I've been practicing with it so much more than irons. But really just want to get reacquainted with the irons just for fun and for that skill set, if nothing else. I enjoy irons. It's definitely slightly slower, and there's more going on with your eyes. So if you can manage what you need to do with your eyes from target, lining up your sights, and then being able to line all 3 up, the rear, the front, and that target, then you can shoot a dot. It makes it so much easier since you just have to be target focused with the dot. So that's a full nother discussion, but basically the speed is what I notice. Recoil, not a big deal. I don't care about recoil typically, no matter what I'm shooting. If I had a dot on that, I'd probably notice a lot more. On the limited gun with the 40, I'd probably see it more in my sights versus the 9, obviously. But it takes me that long to be able to equate my sights to the target, at least for me, with irons, that I don't really notice the recoil. I don't care about what it's doing in my hand as long as it's tracking up and down. All I care about is that it's ready to go when I'm ready to go. And since it takes me longer to see it with irons, with my sight, versus a dot, then I don't really notice that recoil. So yeah, that's something to be said. I'm gonna equate it out. I'll put the information up. You'll see it come up here, I'm sure, just to see what that looks like in hit factor. As I don't know about you guys, I'm still learning hit factor and how that applies to each short courses, long courses. and versus major and minor power factor. It's still, I'm definitely still learning. It can be, it's not confusing, it's just learning what makes sense to go faster or to get your points. It's always that battle. You want both, but sometimes speed is heavier weighted than hits, and then sometimes it's the exact opposite. Hits are worth more than the time. So I'm just curious what that means in a short course like this, kind of a comparison, just to see what I got and how to plan for the future if I shoot limited. Basically, what am I looking at, speed or am I looking at hits, that sort of thing. So if you're like me, it's just good to know. All right, hopefully this is useful. I'll put it out there. I'll have a couple more runs on here and see if I can't beat 734. That was literally my first run with this, so I hadn't ran it with 9 yet. It was all limited a few times, and then I just wanted to go straight into it just to see the difference. And like I said, almost a second faster. And then the hits were just okay. They were, you know, I'll fix that as I do a couple more reps. But anyways, just some info for you. If you like it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you. So that was a 138. That was two. They carried up a little bit. 138. Let's see this. A 6-9 draw. 15. What was that? 15, 14, 15, 14, and 11 to finish. So I threw those two Charlies are mine from this one. So 138, just a little bit high. I'll try it again, see if I can mimic the time, but better hits. Not far off. I don't know, guys. I might try it out.